So I just did a reading, and I don't like it. So I'm gonna do it over again. We're gonna see what kind of messages come out secondarily. I'm gonna preface the reading though with a preliminary kind of synopsis of what's taken place. Okay. I'd like to highlight the ways in which we can connect with one another. Connection is a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong. Okay. However, imagine connecting with your child while you're being somebody else's lover. Or imagine connecting with somebody that you hate, that you absolutely despise, that you would like to discontinue the relationship with simply because they're connected to somebody else. Okay. If emotion was that easy, we would have figured it out a while ago. It simply is not that. And I'm not trying to say that it could never be that, but I'm saying that connection happens in tears. Okay. There's levels to this intuitively. I might connect with you because we went to the same school, because we've experienced the same industry of or sphere of work. I might connect to you because we have the number of children that we have is in common. I might connect to you because I feel bad for you. Maybe I don't feel bad for you and I dislike you. Those are all connections. People sympathy bond all the time or trauma bond all the time. Really has nothing to do with connection in terms of positive, uplifting, supportive lifestyle or way of being whatsoever. Okay? Okay. That being the case, what I'd like to say, I would like to imagine something. Imagine that you have family members, 3 separate kind of cordoned off sections of family members, right? That are all trying to have an opinion or contribute to your life in some type of way. So let's start with, well, I don't know, we'll start with the mosque. I'm not saying the mask as in Jim Carrey. I'm saying the mosque with an imam. Okay? Imam. Some people pronounce it imam. I don't really care. But what you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Let's imagine you had at least 3 different family members who attended the mosque, respect the imam only, and also depend upon you for your opinion on such things. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Let me repeat myself. Nothing wrong with not putting death. You don't say, oh, you're death to you, or death to your opinion, or death to the imam. Even if you don't agree with being Muslim, With being Islamic, which, just in case you don't know, that word actually just means surrender. It actually doesn't mean that at all. Okay? Um, it means that you have effectively looked at continuing that relationship in a way that enriches rather than degrades people who may or may not believe the same things that you do. I'm not going to elaborate because if you even have 2 cents to rub together, you'll figure out what I'm talking about. Yeah. Being able to surrender self, to give up your will in order for a higher power, whatever that looks like to you, to take over and prevent you from dying. Okay? I'm going to get that book that just fell off the table. You're going to employ that. And if you don't, there could be catastrophic backlash. Backlash that you're not willing to entertain. So if I say to myself, you know what? I'm a different religion than Islamic or Muslim. But I'm not going to tell these people that they're going to die if they don't believe the same things that I do. I possibly could be wrong, right? I might be incorrect. It doesn't mean that you are, it means that you're keeping space for new life to spring forth into your secret garden. All right? I'm going to leave that there. Death in the reverse with the skull and rose. I'm going to read from this book really quickly because it fell on the floor and wanted to be noticed. I'm going to open to 251. It said it was spring, the air crisp and damp, and Caroline was too agitated to wait for the bus. Instead, she walked quickly, block after block, oblivious to the traffic or the people passing or even the slight danger involved in being put out by herself at this hour. Moments came back to her. Imam, Imam, okay, the moment. In swirls and glimpses, strange, disconnected details. Was I just telling you about how connection may be a beautiful thing, but not in every scenario, not in every single case. You can never take one paintbrush and make broad strokes over the entire earth, the whole world, the planet, or you're going to blot out with a Rorschach blot many of the small details that you may have missed before. That song Iman, I Don't Want to Know, that's coming to mind, but it's also like the I in Imam is pronounced E, Iman. So if you want to talk about umlaut and how you pass down the umlaut to the next vowel in order to pronounce it correctly, we could talk about A, E, I, O, U, sometimes not ever Y in this specific Imam case, right? There's been a patch of dark hair over his right ear, and his fingernails have been clipped down to the quick. Square-tipped fingers. She remembered those. But his voice had changed, become more gravelly. It was disconcerting. The images she kept in her mind all this time had altered the moment she had seen him. And for herself, had she ever seemed to him tonight? How had she seemed to him tonight? What had he seen? What had he ever seen of Caroline Lorraine Gill? Of her secret heart? Nothing. Yeah, nothing at all. And she'd known that too. She'd known it for years, ever since the moment outside the church when the circle of his life had closed against her, when she had turned and left. This is page 251 of The Memory Keeper's Daughter by Kim Edwards. Look it up if you like. I'm going to go ahead and place this with the someone's daughter is not dead. And that's, I don't know if it's clear. I don't know if it's invisible. I don't know if it's see-through. You'll have to decide for yourself what kind of vision you're having. The eyesight is very important in this case. Whatever you're viewing is your reality. And it doesn't mean that you have to limit your reality. And it also doesn't mean that you've expanded your reality. That's what I took away from that. Next, we're going to go towards the goddess. Okay, Yamaya, coming straight out with grief. Allah. Allah Yamaya. Okay. This is almost both of these women are pregnant, by the way. I'm just gonna say that right now. I don't know why, but the light that we cannot see is definitely coming through here. This is number 40 and number 29. I'm hearing the lyrics from Chunky Monkey. I like my pie a la mode. I don't know why that's needing to be vocalized. I don't know why. Yeah, that's why. So this is a lightning strike moment between two pregnant women. This is a realization. It's an aha moment. It is a understanding that grief is also awakening. If you've never listened to League of Legends, Awaken, there's that portion. And then if you want to go watch Charlie Brown, I don't care if it's Christmas because they're both pregnant. It's like this realization that you're pregnant with twins or triplets for that matter. It's a good grief moment. Sometimes you have to go through grief in order to recognize that the best things in life think of you on two occasions, and that's day and night. You see the moon here, and this one's obviously the sun is rising. For one door to open, you've got to shut the other one. And I feel like this is what that is. If you're going to fear death, if you're going to let death or the your mortality control your trajectory, you'll never live out your life in the fullest. And I do mean that in the most pregnant way. In the most pregnant way. This is two pregnant women. I feel like I just wrote a Dear John letter. There's a message in a bottle here somewhere. I did have this already sitting on the table, so maybe I'm picking up on this energy. This is Izzy and Liv. I do feel like this is an appropriate moment to say Izzy and Liv because it's 29 and 40, right? There's the Queen card, and I had randomly opened up to page 36 and 37 of Max Lusando's Hope, Pure and Simple, 316 Thoughts to Lift Your Soul. Okay? They're just small quotes. I'm going to read all of them. There's 5 in total. 5 in total. Your part is prayer and gratitude. This is number 64. God's part, peace and protection. So for all you female entities out there, you're a queen, and I'm open to receiving all the blessings the universe has to offer. She doesn't have eyes. She's not looking with her physical self into the ether. She's viewing these pregnant women through each of her pregnant eyeballs. So an eyeballs times eyeballs equals an eyeball, right? And if you think about double, double, toil, and trouble, they had one eyeball to share between all 3 entities, but that's basically equivalent to 2 eyes. I do want to say I do feel some type of Ophelia vibe coming through here, where, Ophelia, she's supposed to sit at the table and eat, but not actually consume anything at all. And if she did, the entities were going to wake up. Okay. I feel like I need to switch decks. This deck has always reminded me of 2 pentacles or 2 coins on somebody's eyes after death. AD. Like add. AD. Okay. And that's what this is. It's after death, having the courage to open your eyes yet again and again so that you can see what the truth really lies about. Okay? We're going to take love as that 3rd card there. And at the bottom of the deck now is the key. This is ketosis. It's chemotherapy. It's leukemia. But if you look at that disease as an ease within yourself, an ease of life, an ease of living, an ease of speaking, an ease of self, then it becomes clearly something very transparent. Whereas before we didn't even see that. Okay? We're going to use this deck, like I said. Bottom of the deck is making a choice. So this is what I'm saying. There's 2 pregnant women here. Somebody's going to have to make a choice. It's a tuning pitchfork. There is a moment of queendom that will or will not incarnate itself through one body or the other. This is Magic Stream number 18 coming through. Both of them will give, their water will break, I do want to say. And twin entities will be born. Oh my God. At the bottom of the deck is the Gentle Gardener with number 2. This is literally telling us the trajectories. don't know if you've ever heard of the video Death Becomes Her. Very much giving that. Right about meow. Punk show brother, right about meow. Okay? Lieutenant Dan. Let me finish reading these Max Lusando quotes from Hope. It says that 65, God placed his hand on the shoulder of humanity and said, "You're something special." 66, Christ came to earth for one reason. Like, you have one job, okay? To give his life as a ransom for you and me and for all of us. As you know, I am not religious. I'm reading this as a part of my reading. He sacrificed himself to give us a second chance. There's no death. There's new life. As soon as you die, you may be judged. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. That's none of my business. Okay, none of my business. Absolutely not. Okay, this is the end of 36. Is number 66. He sacrificed himself to give us a second chance. Number 37, page 37. Got two more small little quotes. Number 67 is your prayers move God to change the world. And number 68 is no one is useless to God. No one. Okay? I don't care how inconsequential, invisible, transparent you may think you are. That is the furthest thing from the truth that could ever happen. You're not dead in terms of that realization of love. You are the key to the gentle secret garden. All right? That's the magic stream. How do you make 2? 1 plus 1. What's 1 plus 2? 3. If you know the Fibonacci, then you know I'm not fibbing. All right. Carry on, carry on, carry on. Keep moving forward. We're going to use Jodi Picoult, the 10th circle. I do have one little marker there tabbed for myself personally, but I do want to talk about whether you have 3 different temples within your own mind's eye. There's one lobe of brain here, and there's one lobe of brain there. And then if you imagine yourself as like an astronaut with a helmet on, that's the 3rd myelin sheath that goes all the way around the outside of your brain and then straight down the middle. Okay? All right. We're going to open randomly. This is page 293. I kid you not. Let me go ahead and read from here. This is the 10th circle by Jodi Picoult, by the way. I think I already mentioned that, but in the case that I did not, he might as well have been speaking Greek. I was sick, Trixie said. I had the flu. The pilot hauled the last box of supplies into the belly of the plane. Well, if you don't mind riding with the cargo, I don't mind giving a pretty girl a lift. The short sky van hardly looked airworthy. It resembled a Winnebago with wings. The inside was crammed with duffels and pallets. You can wait for the commuter flight out tomorrow, the pilot said, but there's a storm coming. You'll probably sit out the whole race in the airport. I'd rather fly out now, Trixie said, and the pilot gave her a leg up. I do want to say there's a song called I'd Rather Go Blind. I think Beyonce sings it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card for that. We're going to use the Moonchild deck. Seems to be beckoning to me. Yeah. There's the whole world in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. She's got the whole wide world in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. If y'all know that song, then you know it. And if you don't, you don't. Okay, here's Nine of Cups. This is ultimate happiness. I could hold up this these cards again. Excuse me. Yeah. Could hold up these cards again. It's like death courageously lost the golden egg. What if you could drink from a well of Tuck Everlasting? Excuse me. What if you could drink from the well of Tuck Everlasting? Would you choose to do that? It gives you life forever. But also, when considering as a human of female or male persuasion, two people being pregnant at the same time, whether as a woman it's you and another woman, or whether it's a man having two women pregnant, is that something that you would want? Are you okay with sister wives? Is that courage that would make you happy? Your choice, your determination. It's your free will. Nobody is going to tell you. Nobody, baby. Nobody's going to tell you which decision to make. Oh my God. You're going to have a secret child somewhere if you don't tell the truth. This is the moon child. The moon child. Okay? If you can happily give birth to both, all three, all four, you might be having multiples. That could be you're having multiple children at one time, like, triplets or quadruplets or sextuplets. Octuplets, all at the same time. All at the same damn time, okay? You're happy secretly, but it doesn't necessarily mean that life is going to just be easy. You're going to need to stay alert. You cannot be dying on people. You can feel feelings, and that takes courage. That's a third eye opening, okay? But you've got to love all 9 of your children. Let's say you got what is that? I don't even know what that is. Octuplets plus 1. Okay, that's 9. All at the same damn time. Okay, that's 5 cards, 9 babies. You have the key to this gentle gardener, secret garden, and the magic matriculation is, I don't know why that's coming to that word. I don't even use that word, but it's like a trickle down effect. I feel like there's a delta, a river, a Hudson, like a hub where all the ocean water, the sea water, the Red Sea, the Black Sea, they all come together, right? Yeah. Okay. So coming together of watery energies. Okay. Look. Okay. So this is the only one that came out in the upright. These ones were all in the reverse. You're not going to wait for someone else to give you the key. Oh my God. Because you truthfully have your own. Truthfully have your own. Like, if I have my own set of keys to do something, why would I have to ask, beg, or plead? I mean, we all bleed red, right? As soon as it hits the oxygen, it's red. Before it hits the oxygen, it's blue. And if you can't see the difference between the two, like when people say, oh, I don't see color. Yeah, I'm not invisible. I'm not a clear person. There might be some shades of almond, cafe, tan, brown, however you would like to describe it. But I love this Nutella type of color that reflects off of my skin. It's a frequency. If you look at the spectrum of colors, each different color is a frequency. Okay. It's a current of energy traveling through space and time. Hits your eye like a pizza pie or the apple of your eye or the sparkle in your father's eye. You get what I mean. Oh, here's communication. That's communication, and it's not waiting for truthful communication. It's understanding that truthful communication comes from yourself, from inside yourself. You find this mainstream media. Don't go chasing waterfalls. I don't mean that in like an outburst, monkey see, monkey do type of way. I mean this in like, I don't even mean it in a tender, loving care way. I mean this that you need to be gentle with your own garden. It's The Constant Gardener. It's also a movie. The Secret Garden, The Constant Gardener. There's also a movie just called The Secret. And it's about intuitively recognizing the trajectory that you're on. The vulture came out in reverse, just kind of dropped onto my lap. Anyway, I'm going to switch to the Buddha deck to get some guidance moving forward. Okay. This is the self-fulfilling mind, which is number 22, meaning that nobody could ever look. This is the gentle gardener. When you say to yourself and to other people, be gentle with me, it doesn't mean that you're threatening them. It doesn't mean that you're belittling them. It doesn't mean that you're looking down upon them. It means that you value yourself enough to have a boundaries. The boundaries include a self-fulfilling mind. If you cannot fulfill your own mind with this magic stream, look, there's more to this. Hold on. This says, in the upright, self-fulfilling mind is number 22. It says, our greatest freedom is the freedom to choose our attitude. This is in the reverse. So if I'm talking about a more primitive Lilith type archetype energy, what I can say is that you cannot be shallow. Look. The things that you see, even if it's two pregnant women, there's going to always be a happy medium in between. All right? Out of 5, This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. Oh, I'm hearing Sia. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. Okay. You can look that song up. I have no clue what the title is. I don't really care. The fact is that it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 3. You're manifesting at all times with your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. Your words are the least of your concern. I don't know how many languages there are in the English language, but I do know that if we were to put all of them on the table, Red Table Talks, for example, a lot of people would be really hurt. Very hurt. The translation of syllables, iambic pentameter, nouns, verbs, adjectives can be rather astounding if you're not well prepared to understand Romance language versus Germanic language versus numeric, Morse code language, for example. It doesn't mean that there's no love. It means that it's stunning to realize the difference amongst them. Amongst them. Okay. I'd rather fly out now, Trixie said, and the pilot gave her a leg up. Mind the body, he said. Oh, I'm okay. Wasn't talking about you. The pilot reached in and rapped his knuckles against a pine box. Right? Trixie scrambled to the other side of the narrow cargo hold. She was supposed to fly to Bethel next to a coffin. At least you know he won't talk your ear off. The pilot laughed, and then he sealed Trixie inside. So now we've got a sealed box that does not include death. For all you Schrodinger, Pandora's box kind of fans, now the cat's not dead. Still here. Trixie scrambled to the other side of the narrow cargo hold. She was supposed to fly to Bethel next to a coffin. Okay, there's a reason I read that twice. The love here, we're going to talk about having Jewish mothers from the temple, at least 3 of them, having 3 Muslim motherly figures, having 3 pious Orthodox Christian, Presbyterian, Catholic mothers, right? And it's not mothers in a bad way. I'm trying to explain that this is, y'all all see the 3 of those sects see each other as the death of each other. So in order to coincide, to coexist, to co-experience this world, this life, this essence that takes courage, you got to have the courage to love the things that you do not understand, such as a coffin. The coffers are where the money is dropped in church. Jeezy, Church in These Streets, Holy Water, Way Too Gone, all coming to mind. At least you don't. At least you know he won't talk your ear off, right? The pilot laughed, and then he sealed Trixie inside. She sat on the duffels. So if you've got duffel bags, I'm hearing Erica Badu, bag lady. She sat on the duffels and flattened herself against the riveted metal wall. Through the mesh web that separated her from the pilot and the vet, she could hear talking. The plane vibrated to life. 3 days ago, if someone had told her she'd be riding in a flying bus beside a dead body, she would have flat out denied it. But desperation can do amazing things to a person. Trixie could remember her history teacher telling the class about the starving man in the Virginia settlement who'd killed, salted, and eaten his wife one winter before the rest of the colonists ever noticed that she was missing. What you'd deem impossible one day may look promising the next. That's exactly my point. This is page 293 of Jodi Picoult. I'm going to put that with Hope and the Memory Keeper's Daughter. That's my point. The things that you perceive are not necessarily the truth and the fact of the matter. All right? Keeping an open mind is incredibly crucial. Nah, it's not even easy for me. I'm going to go back to this real simple. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do cartoons. Imagine this is a cartouche from Egypt, right? I'm going to show you, hopefully, the ways in which you can be duped by your eyes with the things that you consume. This is a pan of grits. It's a pan of frijoles. It's Pangea, right? And the money is going into the bag. It is not being spilled out. It's being caught by this princess or queen. I think I just said that. It's the turtle in the hair. This is a turtle hat. Even people who you think are slow or don't understand the big picture, the overriding understanding of the entire schema at hand, you may be pleasantly surprised and you may be unpleasantly shocked. Okay? It is the decision that you're going to make about who you'd like to become. Are you on sale? Are you not for sale? Is this Jonas being swallowed by the whale? Is this the Titanic running into an iceberg? Or is this the Bermuda Triangle? You understand what I mean now by those 3 different triangles. What's 3 times 3? 9. You can either lick your chops in a good way or a bad way. Mostly, you're simply going to make a decision for yourself about yes or no. Yes or no. This is free will. Choice, decision, perspective, understanding, overstanding, integration, assimilation. Completely up to you. Hope that was helpful.